ready? Outsiders. JQ.
Hi, my name's Jennifer. I'm 23 years old and I love long walks on the beach. So I'm going to tell you a funny story today. So 2 years ago, I'm in the student organization at UT called VSA. It's the Vietnamese Student Association, and we have this annual event called Beach Bash. And what we do is we go to this beach and we hang out, you know, girls bring their bathing suits, guys bring their bathing suits, we all hang out, play some volleyball, beach ball, whatever we want to do. But the point is just have this little beach bash and, you know, far away from campus. And so we're at this beach bash and we're throwing this football around and I'm not paying too much attention, and my friend Andrew, he yells my name and he's like, "Hey Jen," and I turn my head and I notice this football that's a bullet coming at me. So I'm like, oh my God, you know, I need to block my face. And what ends up happening is the football hits me in this weird angle at my pinky, and I'm like caught off guard. The ball goes flying and I'm looking at my pinky and it's just at this like hanging off my finger kind of in a weird angle, and I'm asking people like, does that look broken to you guys? Like, what is going on? And so nobody knows what a broken finger looks like right away. So they all start crowding around me, and my friend goes, "Let me check that out. I think it's broken." So he's like feeling it around, and he's not sure. So I'm like, "Just pull on it. Just pull on it." And so he pulls on it, and I'm like, "Okay, you know, I think it's jammed, so just keep pulling on it." But then he gets freaked out, and he's like, no, I'm not going to pull on it anymore. And this crowd gathers around me, so I'm like, all right, somebody just pull on it, because I'm freaking out like this thing is hanging off my finger, or hanging off my hand. And so eventually everybody kind of gets their chance to pull on it, and it starts hurting. This is when it really starts to hurt. And then one guy walks up, and he starts feeling around. He like does this little thing, and he's like, yeah, it's definitely broken. So I'm like, all right, I'll leave. I'll have to go to the SSB urgent care to take care of this, get it x-rayed, just to make sure. But the problem is that I'm an officer at the time, and we already had these things called families, so I was a mother. And the person that would have gone with me was my boyfriend, but he at the time was my husband for the family, so he couldn't leave with me since he couldn't leave the kids alone. So I get in the car and I drive off by myself. And this park is about an hour away from campus, and I'm driving by myself, and half an hour later, I'm like thinking, okay, I can do it. But I look down at my hand, and it's huge. It's swollen, and I can't drive with it because it's so big, and it's purple too. So I'm like, oh my God, like I've never seen anything like this before in my life, and I start freaking out, and I actually start crying. So I'm driving by myself, alone, back to the SSB urgent care with a huge swollen hand that's purple, and I'm bawling because I'm by myself. So then I end up getting back to campus, and I drive up down Dean Keaton to the SSB. But the problem is it's a Saturday and there's a football game going on. So we all know like football games means there's no parking anywhere. So what I end up having to do is find this random, my friend's apartment complex, and park in their garage and walk 15 minutes to the SSB with my swollen hand that's purple down the street by myself. And so that's my funny story. So we all have funny stories, and I'd like you to come to the Texas Exes Asian Alumni Network. God, I looked at you. So no, you're fine. All right.